Y'all, we're gonna pull this freaking card. And with all of this, I swear if I don't pull him, I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point.
I'm gonna sound like such a loser. I never got collecting sneakers. I really never got it.
Remember when hobbies were just, you know, fun? You liked sneakers, so you bought sneakers. You actually played the video games, not reviewed the frame rates. Now,
Basic white boy alert. He's got way too much fragrance, and he's got loads of shoes.
in
It's over.
order to be a part of the hobby and the community, you
Is that a Beats by Dre speaker? Oh, it's over.
have to pay a toll to get into it. I'm talking $5,000 for that setup, a ring light, and a massive Amazon haul just to consider yourself a
I think genuinely the reason why it's gotten so bad is a mix of like, obviously TikTok competition. You need to outdo everyone. You know, it's like, I have to have the best setup. I have to have the best sneaker collection. But then it's also unironically like supercharged autism, where it's like, you know, you get like kind of a hyperfixation kind of thing. And then that gets supercharged by the algorithm. So it's almost like this kind of endless feedback loop.
hobbyist. TikTok changed hobbies for the worst. It essentially like turned them into performative art. TikTok has hijacked all of the hobbies that we've come to know and love.
I think the reason why it got so bad as well is because once money becomes involved, there's an incentive to outdo everyone else. Because you get paid through TikTok. You know, every 10 billion views you get like a cent.
Especially things like collecting Pokemon cards.
Where's your shoe? My shoe is back in the UK. I might get it shipped over here though. Maybe. But the shipping cost will be astronomical.
Video games, and things like streetwear and sneakers. And the platform has essentially turned them into side hustles, a way to make content on the internet, and just straight up competition.
Holy soy.
Casual hobby doesn't really exist anymore. Everything is a niche or subculture. And people on the internet make it seem like if you're not monetizing your hobby, you're not even doing it right. And the very first thing that I think about when it comes to hobbies that have been infiltrated by TikTok are Pokemon cards. The Pokemon card
Okay, this is because of money. Because people see this as stocks. You buy it, and then you sit on it, and then it goes up in value. That's the only reason why you get like all these absolute grifters just buying into it. I mean, even I've tried to do that. I told a story the other day when I was at PAX in Melbourne, how I tried to buy this like Pokemon card, this Yu-Gi-Oh card, and it didn't go through. Like, I thought it looked cool, but then at the same time, I mean, like, I got Pokemon cards here. I mean, my main collection's at home. My main collection is worth like basically nothing. Wow, these cards suck. Wow, these cards. Okay, never mind. I don't know where I got these from. These cards. Did I not bring my good cards with me? I guess not. These cards are actually terrible though. Look at that. There's a glowy one somewhere. Shiny. Okay, can someone confirm if this is worth like $3,000 or something? Because I'll have no idea. I just see shiny and I'm like, wait a minute. Is that worth money now? Maybe.
hype is back, but not really in a good way. Resellers and stores have essentially turned your childhood nostalgia into a luxury collectible. Now, originally Pokemon cards were made for kids, but right now it seems like they're being auctioned like assets. There are a lot of creators out there who are using Pokemon cards as a platform to blow up online. And then there are the resellers. The TikTok and whatnot live streamers essentially use scams to try and get people out of their money and their cards. And these people are really scummy. Packs are weighed, resealed, or even just opened off camera, and then they sell it to unsuspecting customers online. And right now, this hobby is absolutely impossible for the average person to get into. All of the card stock is bought up in the stores before you even have a chance to get it.
It's not a hobby anymore though, it's a business. This is what happened with Prime, by the way, with KSI and Logan Paul. This is the exact same thing that happened. It builds up so much hype, and then like Pokemon themselves, or Game Freak or whatever, they won't do anything to stop this because it makes their business even bigger. It's like when KSI was like, you know, I remember this clip of like KSI raging at this guy that was like selling Wakey wines. It was like this bottle shop in the UK, and he was selling Prime for like 50 quid a bottle or something because he somehow got a shipment early. And then KSI was freaking out, calling him a scammer. But then like 3 videos later, KSI is watching like a bunch of guys buy like 7 pallets of Prime to resell it. And then he basically congratulated them.
People are waiting outside of Targets and Walmarts just to get their hands on a single pack. And this has resulted in prices exploding again, thanks to all of the people online flaunting their expensive cards. And essentially the average person or collector who just wants to try and get
Yeah, I feel bad for the kids, man. Like, they can't even get into Pokemon now because you got a bunch of, like, you know, fat boomers just, like, rinsing all the cards.
Into the hobby can't even get their hands on a single pack, which has resulted in them getting essentially completely priced out of the hobby. Everything has become gamified, and it's almost a competition to even get your hands on them. And the majority of these people are grown men who are going out of their way to take stock from kids who really want to get their
Like, they are
cards. And it feels
actually,
at this
like,
point, a lot of it is
that guy was like 40 as well.
gambling as well. Essentially, every time you rip open a pack, it has a chance to get a rare card. And it's always been like this with Pokemon cards and even just cards in general, but it has become even more so apparent with the way people are doing it online, creating content, ripping hundreds of packs. And they're essentially doing this to get monetized, get people watching their videos. To any person watching, this just looks ridiculous. Like, a YouTuber can get 100+ packs of Pokemon cards where you can't even go to your regular retail store and get like one. And even the recent Pokemon
Dude, that guy's like 35. Like, unironically, what are you doing?
vending machines that have been popping up at grocery stores have been getting raided too. Grown-ass men with spreadsheets who have been waiting in line since dawn just to get their hands on these Pokemon cards to resell them to kids. And I know not the majority of the audience are kids, but children are who the target audience of Pokemon cards is for. And with Pokemon cards, it feels like it's not even collecting anymore. It's just gambling with nostalgia. Which leads on to my next point, that hobbies are no longer for you, they're for the algorithm. Essentially, if you're performing,
Well, it's just money. It's always going to be about money.
it's better than you're actually participating in it. Hobbies used to be enjoyed in private for your own joy, and now they're just used as like public proof or a way to boost your social status online. And TikTok is the main culprit because it has made everything about visibility. If you're not posting about it, it essentially doesn't exist and you don't even know why you're doing it. And that creates the pressure to overdo everything. I'm talking about more gear, more content, and just more spending in general, which just results in less fun.
I think, honestly, the top 5, they have to be in the top 5 worst people in the world. Scalpers. Always scalpers. And they will never go away as long as the industry always allows it as well. You know, it's like Pokemon scalpers. You've got ticket scalpers. It's just terrible. Like, this will always be a problem.
For the people who really just want to enjoy their hobby privately. And even things like day in the life of a gamer or a closet tour or a sneaker collection, all of these videos have become polished like TV ads. And with TikTok, the platform rewards aesthetics, not progress or actually the enjoyment.
Oh no, that's why I said top 5. Because there's probably at least 4 groups of people that are worse than scalpers.
Of the hobby itself. It's all about the setup and the shot, and not the skill or the knowledge or even just the joy you find.
It's like, you'll obviously always want to copy what gives you success, right? That'll always be a thing. And that's kind of fine. You know, it's like, I'm here today because I copied, you know, MLG videos. And then I copied Leafy is here. You know, everyone copies everyone that's doing well. But I swear, like, I'll be scrolling on TikTok or like YouTube and stuff, and it's just miserable. It's like, I don't know if any of you get like fitness related content recommended to you, and the amount of people that open up with the engagement bait of like, if you have a Coke Zero, you'll get cancer and die. And then they open up with a study that shows that it was only done in rats and you need to drink like 30 cans a day. But it's like, you said it's going to kill me at the start to engagement bait me into watching the content. Like, please die in a video game.
In the hobby itself. And if we're talking about hobbies, we have to talk about sneaker collecting. It seems like
And it's the same thing with these PC setups as well. It's like most people that do these, they'll copy someone else's setup as well to actually make it in the first place, like the all-white setup and stuff.
there's a genuine pipeline of becoming a sneakerhead to later becoming a reseller. With TikTok and the sneaker culture in general, it doesn't seem like it's about the love of collecting the shoes anymore. It's about being first to the newest shoe or even just flipping them for cash. Love of collecting the shoes anymore.
Like, I'm not joking. At that point, it is autism. Because I could so imagine a furry collecting like a bunch of, I don't know, little models or figures or like art or something like that, right? But that many sneakers? That many, dude?
It's about
That is dedicated autism. That is not a hobby.
being first to the newest shoe, or even just flipping them for cash. And although the resale market has gone down quite a bit, resellers still continue to flood the space, especially for the limited drops. And this again is leaving the casual fans to be priced out. It seems like sneaker hobbyists and resellers have become stockbrokers where they treat drops like investments. And it's no longer about self-expression or having a genuine love for the history behind these shoes. And let's not forget about the worst part, which are bots. The computer bots online are buying up the entire
Scalpers be like, I gotta sleep. That sucks. Let me run a botnet.
stock before you even get a chance to click add to cart. And you're not even competing with real people. Sometimes even general release sneakers that are made for everyone are selling out like concert tickets. But this just goes to show that literally everything
No, you didn't do that.
can be monetized. And you would think this would be the worst of it, but even the hobby of video games are getting ruined. For example, this thing right here. This is the recently released Nintendo Switch 2. And Nintendo has decided to price their games at $70
It's just madness, man, genuinely.
plus for new games and $80 for Nintendo exclusive games like Mario Kart World. The pre-orders went insane for these. People were paying ridiculous prices. And even a couple months after this console came out, it is still selling out in stores. And with the console costing so much money and the games costing so much
Switch 2 is $450. Virtual games cost $80. And physical games will be...
money, it just feels like
Why, man? I'll always have this argument, like Nintendo fan base are like so rabid. Nintendo will take a shit on them and they will literally just be like, oh, please more. I don't even like that, but please more. Like, it's just... They'll be actually grateful that they even spread their ass cheeks for them. This is why you never get Nintendo games that are like discounted and stuff. Like nowhere near as much as like, you know, like Steam or like Xbox or like, you know, Snoy.
like there's a high ceiling of entry to anyone who wants to get into the space.
But because the fan base never clap back at them, they don't care. Like Xbox, people complain. Steam, people complain. But I've never heard a Nintendo fan complain. They'll probably, the only thing a Nintendo fan will complain about is like there was only 7 Pokemon games that year instead of 8.
Anytime you want to pick up a new hobby with TikTok, you're going to be
A 5-year-old game is like $60. Yep.
paying $200, $300, $400+ just to get started. And online, a lot of people who are really into gaming collect video games. And
I remember this. I wanted to get into video game collecting, but then the worst thing in the world happened. People started to grade video games. And then it was over. And then it was over. I remember like going to conventions, seeing PS1 games, buying them, and being like, okay, this is cool. Like I bought like this is a game called like Vib Ribbon. I bought that. Hang on. It was Vib Ribbon on the PS1. That was good. And then there was Cooler World as well on the PS1. That was really good. And they were pretty expensive. They were like 60, 70 quid. But now I guarantee you... Let's have a look, actually. Cooler World eBay. Let's see how much this is if you get it graded. Is there any gradings for it? It's sold out. What about Vib Ribbon? Let's have a look. Oh, they're not graded? Hang on. I could be chatting. Ah, there we go. £2,000! £2,000! I bought that, like, basically mint condition. There's no scratches, no cracks. The disc was perfect. For 60 quid. Like 4 years ago. And now someone's like, well, actually, if you look with the microfiber cloth, it's actually ranked as an 8.5, so it's now worth 2,000. It's like, where do they pull these numbers from, man? Just means nothing.
display them on their shelves.
It's £110 on CEX. I mean, I bought it for 60, so that's not too much worse.
And it's like some people collect the games not even really to play them, but more just to kind of keep them on the wall like a wine cellar. What happened to buying a game, playing it, and having fun?
I don't know. Okay, I disagree with that. I don't see a problem with that. Like for people that are collectors, if you're collecting video games, I don't think there's an issue with that. I think there's an issue with the whole grading scene. How someone was like, actually, it's worth this much money now. Because again, once something becomes like a hustle, then you get the people that are actual hoarders and they're not actually collectors.
Keep them on the wall like a...
Emulators are free. Also true. But I mean, I had a couple PS1 games. I didn't really bring much with me here. It was just like when I moved to Australia, I just bought clothes and stuff. Most of it is like back home, but
wine cellar. What happened to buying a game, playing it, and having fun?
Yeah, I'd say collecting is a legit hobby. I'm not saying, I don't think because you own a game, you have to play it. I had a few N64 games, I had a few PS1 games, and I wouldn't play them. I'd just keep them because it was like, oh, this looks cool.
Fun.
You know, it's like you can't get video game. You can barely get video games now anymore where it's like you get the game and then you actually, what was the example I was trying to bring up? The experience of like when you get a video game when you're a kid and your parents like driving you home or something, you open it up and you're just like reading the manual, like going over it. Soul. You won't get that anymore.
And with special edition consoles or games like Pokemon, The Legend of Zelda, Mario, or even just like Call of Duty, we've seen collectors flexing their unopened packages like stock portfolios.
I mean, if you're flexing anything Nintendo, it's over, so.
Everyone's going after the collector's editions of these games, but they never even open them. And physical copies of video games are even harder to get your hands on because a lot of companies are pushing for digital games. And I feel like physical games should be the standard and not the exception. It's like whenever I purchase a game, I want to physically have it in my hands. This allows...
This man doesn't have the right to say anything about it since he has shoes and fragrances unused behind him.
me the full ownership of it, and if I ever want to...
Could you imagine he just made this entire video like out of spite because he tried to get like Cyberpunk on Switch and it was sold out?
Sell it, it's really easy to. Right now, it doesn't seem like gaming is really...
There definitely is a grift, but I don't think everything... Like, if you're a collector in anything, it's not immediately a grift.
Much of a hobby. It's more so a hustle now.
Like, I never got shoes. I don't get it. You know, some people say to me, I don't get the statue that you own of your character that's like 200 tons. And it's like, okay, fair enough. But I don't get why you have the same pair of shoes, the same brand of shoes. They're just slightly different colors. I mean, you know, each their own kind of thing, you know?
Now, a lot of content creators have blown up off video games, and it seems like most people are using it as a platform to grow an audience online. And I'm totally all for that, but gaming used to be a chill hobby. Now it's a grind, and it's not a grind in the game, it's a grind for content. TikTok essentially turned the casual gaming atmosphere into a performance. You gotta have the...
That's true. He's 100% right there. That's true.
Clips, you gotta have the builds for...
Now everything has to be like cinema, the best setup.
Your PC, you gotta have the best setup. It seems...
I don't know why. That setup looks really bad, by the way. That setup looks... Not the setup, but the... Why would you set your camera up there? That just looks really claustrophobic to me.
The best setup. It seems like the streaming culture in general has kind of made it almost where people feel like if you're not monetizing your game...
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, compared to when I was kind of blowing up back in, like, 2016, 2017, how many more people are now scrambling to become content creators compared to now as to back then.
Gameplay,
there must be, like... There must be thousands of people every single day that are just streaming Warzone. No, there must be tens of thousands of people. That's not right either. I'd say there'd be pretty close right now to about 10,000 people that are streaming Warzone to like one viewer. And they're all like just hoping that they get to blow up one day.
Losing out. And for anyone in the streaming community, you're not just playing for...
Have you ever considered doing a Silent Hill marathon? I wanted to do a Call of Duty marathon, but it kind of fell off. But yeah, I might get back to that.
Fun. You're essentially creating a highlight reel to get...
Oh, not all the steak garbage, man. The roulette.
Engagement on your YouTube or your TikTok. And if...
Bro's wife won him life-changing money on the chicken game.
And of course, people are still spending crazy amounts of money on all of their setups as well. It seems like all of the keyboard and monitors...
You don't look at this. You're going to get eye cancer if you spend more than like 3 weeks in that room. That's... Oh, man. That's... That we're doing too much here. That's trying way too hard.
Setup
My setup behind me, right? My setup right now, it looks like the fucking back rooms. I look like I'm on a set because there's just no personality here. There's nothing. But like, you know, like this is the complete opposite of that, where it just looks awful.
videos that I've seen online are more curated than their closet or their apartment. It just looks like a command
Why'd you need that?
desk at that point. And right now, the era that we're in is essentially the apartment. It just looks like a command desk at that point.
What the fuck is wrong? What?
And right now,
Oh yeah, he puts in like tens of thousands of dollars into doing his room out, and then he gets the shitty DXR XD gaming racer chair
then their
that like ruins your back, by the way.
closet or their apartment. It just looks like a
I can't sit in one of those chairs for more than 5 minutes, man. Like I got a Herman Miller chair. I'm very spoilt for that. But I've had like the same one for the past like 5 years. Best investment ever.
command desk at that point. And right now, the era that we're in is essentially
Trans lights. I think it was RGB, but
the fast fashion of hobbies. TikTok is always cycling
hobby maxing list. Meditating, journaling, learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, chess or strategy games, stand-up comedy, podcasting, leatherworking, woodworking, gardening, swimming, bird watching, astronomy, fashion, scent collecting, cold plunges, music production. So you basically have listed every single thing a human can do in our society that isn't drinking and vaping. Wow, that's very brave, actually. My goodness. What a philosopher we have here,
through
ladies and gentlemen.
these trends of hobbies like you're changing outfits. Like the first thing is Pokemon cards, and then it's vinyl collecting, and then it's Legos, and then now it's custom keyboards. And essentially every hobby has become this like cycle of a dopamine hit.
See, this is my favorite part of the video. He's spitting the most facts here. The complaining about video games was a bit soy, but he's right here. This video should have been reframed as like, why is everyone depressed? Because when are you looking at your phone? You're looking at your phone when there's downtime. You're not doing anything. You're bored. You might be hungover or something, you know? And then it's like, here's all the things that I'm doing that you're not doing. You're fucking up and failing your life.
You buy into the hobby, you post
But yeah, it's like what I said earlier. Like it's now became a business to create content like this. It has become a living, a hustle.
about it, you flex it, you get burnt out, and then you repeat the entire cycle for the next hobby. Essentially, instead of building the
I know I've said this a lot like a dementia patient. The best advice Seth Everman ever said to me, well, it wasn't advice, but like I remember like when I was with Seth Everman, he commented on yesterday's stream, little lurker. But I remember when I was sat with him in a bar in Sweden, in Stockholm, and his phone was black and white. And I was like, what are you, fucking colorblind or something? And then he said, no, I don't want to engage with my phone. I was like, okay, fair enough. And then he said to me, if you scroll TikTok or like IG Reels for 10 minutes and you close your phone, do you remember a single thing that you saw that was like valuable or important? No. I mean, like, the algorithm is just evil, man. It's almost like I'll scroll it to get video ideas, but then it's like, okay, this sounds really bad, but it's like, but then I have to click share, and then I have to click out the app, and I have to go onto another app, and then I have to press send. But I could just keep scrolling and I'll remember it, but you never remember it. You never remember it. It's like they've designed it in the best way to make sure you're always hooked on this stuff.
skills and the knowledge behind one specific hobby, people are just chasing to the next hyperfixation and not enjoying the process. There have been some ridiculous hobbies.
I wish I could turn off YouTube Shorts. Thankfully for me, YouTube Shorts is that fucking bad that I'm not engaged in it at all. I'm not engaged. IG Reels is funny for reasons I can't say. And also, because I'm getting tagged every 5 seconds. Thank you for the free art. But yeah, YouTube Shorts is like, oh, here's this film clip. Here's this TV clip with sad music playing over it. from like a Chinese bot account that's just spam uploading these clips.
coming up recently on TikTok as well. A lot of people are getting into coloring books and buying $400 plus markers. Or we can talk about the
Oh yeah, the cope of if I buy the more expensive thing, it'll make me a better person or it'll improve my craft.
people who are really into buying books. Essentially, these people have 300 plus books and haven't read a majority.
The problem is, we're in a society now, where it's like, you need to do whatever makes you happy. But then you're constantly being recommended people that seem to be doing better than you. So it makes you feel inferior and it makes you feel like you need to copy them. But at the same time, they're just being fucking performative. They're not even doing anything. Like, you think they actually care about half the stuff that they post about?
Of them. The worst part is, I feel like TikTok has essentially flipped it where it feels like overconsumption.
I'm going to make this pencil. I'm going to make this short form app. I'm going to make this short form app disappear. Ta-da! It's gone.
Is the actual hobby itself. Like, is it actually a hobby or are you just addicted to shopping? You're not into fashion if you just buy outfits. And you're not a genuine collector of Pokemon cards if you never open the box. Everything has completely gone out of control. We got the tier list, the haul culture, and just unboxing videos in general. It feels like watching these videos is speedrunning hobbies that we haven't even tried yet. Real hobbies take time, but TikTok doesn't care about any of that. It rewards purchase, not the actual act of enjoying it itself. And eventually,
Or it's just saturation.
whenever you get
W video. Yeah, I'd say you hit the mark on most things here. I'd say it's pretty solid.
too far down the rabbit hole of a hobby, you're just kind of getting introduced to a cult. It's like you're not a real
Top 5 niche men's colognes.
hobbyist.
I didn't even get into cologne until recently. I got this one actually. Hang on. There's this fragrance that I got into recently called Le Labo, and they released this one called the Noir 19. You see it there? This stuff is like cinema. Way too expensive though. I think it was like over £100. Hopefully it'll last me a couple of months. But yeah, I could never imagine. I've known a couple of people that have got into like a fragrance collection. But then when you have people that are like dictating to you what stuff you should use, it's like you should be shot. Pharmacy R perfume. It looks like it belongs in a lab. That's why it looks cool though. The label's like printed on and stuff. I have it. It smells like ass. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's not Le Boubou. It's called Le Labo, you idiot. It's not called Le Boubou. Are you sure it was... Oh, it's 29. It's Noir 29. The Noir 29. Yep. It's not called Le Boubou fragrance. Shut up, man!
Unless you use the specific brand everyone else is using.
Canna deodorant. That's what I'd always use. Like Lynx Africa, I never really got it. You know, it's like kind of... I mean, some people will get that kind of like autism again, where it's like they'll get really into something and it becomes a hobby. And it's like, yeah, fair enough. To me, I never got into colognes because they all smell the same. This one smells like 2% different. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy it. Anyway.
You buy the specific gear or just follow their rituals in general. It's like using the same type of language. And casual fans are continuing to get shut out, either because of the price, knowledge gaps, or just not playing into like the TikTok aesthetic game. It's not...
He makes a good point there as well, because it's like the reason why people feel that there's such a gap is because people will purposely show you the top of their game, the biggest sneaker collection, the most expensive fragrance collection, the most expensive CSGO inventory, the most expensive keyboard or microphone. And it's like, they won't show you how they did it. They just show you the end product because it looks aesthetically pleasing. Therefore, the algorithm promotes it more. Get the WhatsApp cologne. God, I fucking wish.
About just doing the thing. It's about looking like you're doing the thing. And this applies to literally every hobby you can think of. I'm talking about people...
Be careful to not get into hobbies. They may turn into fetishes. That sounds like a you problem.
people who are into motorcycles, people who are into knives, or even just going to the gym. If you don't use the right
I mean, I'd say the gym is very important. The gym, I mean, for me personally, not for everyone, but for me, it's essential. But that's because I'm sat on my ass like pretty much all day working.
cycles, people who are
That's not, I wouldn't say that's a hobby, honestly.
into knives, or
But then I've always cried about this, right? Like with the health scene on TikTok and on IG Reels, where it's like, if you're not eating steak, avocado, eggs off a wooden cutting board, if you don't have a six-pack by the age of 10, you failed in life.
just
And then obviously the biggest irony is, you know, the biggest way to cheat in the fitness industry is by, you know, human growth hormone, tren, what's that? Resaturid? I don't know. There's something that's like Ozempic 2 that everyone in the fitness industry is taking, but they never want to admit that because it's like then it destroys the illusion that they've made that they're basically perfect and better than you.
going to the gym. If you don't use the right gear or follow kind of the status norm for everyone in the hobby, people will let you know that you're doing it wrong. And when it comes to hobbies, people are essentially just copying everyone else. And this just builds a group of people who are like, I've been here before you, I'm better than you. So it's like, how do you actually enjoy a hobby or just take hobbies back? I feel like it's just starting offline and starting small. It's like, try buying that $5 thrifted piece rather than going on Grailed and buying $500 of designer clothes. Gaming without streaming your gameplay. Dressing how you want to dress without...
I do that. I mean, there's loads of video games that I've played and I haven't streamed them. You know, I haven't finished a lot of them, but I've enjoyed doing that because one of my worries was if I only streamed games, if I only played games to stream them, I'd end up fucking miserable. I wouldn't want to play video games anymore. It's like, oh, this game came out, but then I got to stream it, and it's like, oh, you know. And a lot of people in chat right now might actually say, well, all you got to do is turn on stream and like react to getting free money, bro. It's fine. But I feel there's a difference between you kind of like off character, being, you know, in your own space, chilling and playing something, as opposed to having to constantly, you know, play a game while trying to like engage with chat, make them feel like they're being seen, you know, responding to stuff like that. There's definitely a difference, I'd say. Not too much of a difference, but there is. And then sometimes it's kind of like, I'll play video game. I mean, that's why I respect Charlie for like, Critical plays a lot of games off stream, but he started a gaming channel for that. And it's just like, it's very chill. He's not clip farming. It almost seems like anti-content nowadays. It looks like 2018 Let's Plays or something. But yeah, it's really chill. Thank you, Retro, for the 5. I'm the guy who paid you $100 to watch his job hunting video 2 months ago. Game collecting, what I post about, is all about aesthetics today. Oh, I remember you. Yeah, what's up? You paid me money to watch your video where you were like looking for a job, and then I told you to charge back the money. I remember this. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you ended up getting a job in the end. But yeah, it is about aesthetics, definitely.
Posting about it and collecting things without feeling the need to unbox them. I feel like the most interesting people have the best hobbies that no one even knows about. So are there even any hobbies left right now that you can get into that hasn't been essentially TikTokified? If everything has to have an aesthetic or be monetized.
I'm so happy, man, that I'm a YouTuber and I'm so happy and I'm so grateful, unironically, that I got the platform and the fan base I did back in 2017 compared to now. Because it's like, it's just night and day. The amount of slop you need to put out, the amount of content, and then you basically make no money. You know, like my live channel, right? It's slop. It's definitely slop. But at least I get to be, you know, at least we get to kind of do the funny haha with it. You know, I would actually kill myself in a video game if I had to be like, you know, here's the top. Imagine like doing an ASAT, right? Like a series of tubes. And then it's like, here's the top 5 things that happened this week.
and post it online, what's even left that's just for you? When hobbies have now become content like ripping open packs of Pokemon cards or getting millions of views on TikTok, we've essentially traded the joy of actually opening those packs for ourselves for attention. It's a weird circle now where it's like hobbies are essentially just buying things to get into hobbies. And when you are constantly trying out new hobbies every month, you've essentially lost the plot.
Thank you, Ursel, for the 14 months. Brap, Outer Wilds video when?
So let me know
I don't know if I'd ever do one of those.
in the comments below if there are any hobbies that you've picked up because of people online. And if you've made it this far, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel similar to this one. And
That was a good video. I think he did a really good job on that one.